Hello YouTube! Welcome to Graph's Redstone 201, Troubleshooting and Customizing. This class is for crafters who've already been bitten by the redstone bug and are building contraptions from others' tutorials. In this series, I'll be showing how I personally troubleshoot and customize redstone builds, and I invite you to download the test world, tinker with it, and then show me how you have improved it. If you record on YouTube, feel free to send me the link for your video. Or if you don't record on YouTube, that's not a problem. Just send me some screenshots of how you've improved it. Alright class, you ready? Today's guest is Zedaph. Say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Zedaph has brought us an item transport system that lets you specify exactly how many items to drop off at your point. So, let's take a look. Tell us about this first one. It looks pretty familiar. I'm pretty sure I've done this before.
Yeah, this one is just your typical old drop-off station. So it will drop off every single item from the minecart chest here, and it will drop them all into this chest. And that's all it does, and then it will send it back on its way.
Yep,
So
looks
give
pretty.
it a go.
Looks pretty standard.
Yep, there was 32 cobblestone in this chest here, so it should put them all down there.
Yeah. So basically the hopper here has stuff in it because things are transferring.
Yep.
The comparator says, oh, there's stuff in here. Let's power this block, which turns off the NOT gate, which then changes this and turns that off, and the cart will stay. And as soon as, like you saw, the hopper no longer has stuff in it, comparator turns off, NOT gate turns back on, this block is powered, that gets powered, cart goes away.
Yep.
So then what did you need to do to customize it? What were you trying to do?
Okay, so I wanted to, instead of it just coming here, dropping off everything and going back, I wanted it to go there and drop off a specific amount of items. So I wanted it to drop off 8 items and then return again. So
and this was for your furnace array, right? For coal efficiency.
For my furnace array. Yeah, so that it would only put in a certain amount of items. So I knew I needed to create some kind of delay timer in between the redstone torch here and the repeater there, so that it wouldn't just get sent back on its way immediately when it's done. It would wait for a certain amount of time. So then I created this, and it's not pretty, it's all big. It's definitely not compact at all, but it got the redstone done, and I knew it was a possible thing. So I guess we'll have a look. This one here, it will, I think it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 items that I've set. So we've set the cart on its way. It will stop on here. It will do a similar thing. Comparator will come on because there's items going through the hopper, as you can see there. And then that will do 2 things. So we'll go through one at a time. That then powers this block here. That will turn off this torch, which will allow this hopper down here. It will allow it to release its items. That is currently holding 9 at the moment, and it will let them flow. And it also triggers this repeater here, this line of redstone, and it will lock this hopper, which means the 9 items that are flowing over will
stay put.
Get stopped here. Yeah, they won't move. So it's basically just either one hopper is on and the other's off, or vice versa. They're never both on or both off at the same time.
And this setup here is basically this setup here, just pulled off to the side.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it just comes up through the torch there, comes back around to power the track up the
now
top
explain
here.
These two.
Okay,
here.
so without this bit, this is how I initially had it. So that the track is unpowered until it's all done, and then it will send the redstone power and send the cart back on its way. If this cart was empty, however, which it is at the moment, it just gets stuck there, and it does nothing. There's no items traveling through the system. Nothing's triggered at all. The cart is now just dead and stuck. So I looked back at this design again, and I saw that this torch had another vital role to play, that it would actually send the cart back on its way again when it was all done. So I knew that I could then just reuse this torch, add a little bit of redstone over here,
and there
bam,
it goes.
that would do it. So
awesome.
Very, very simple to fix. I was really happy that it was that simple. It's not always that simple, but sometimes you just got to look and see what you can reuse in your redstone to make it more efficient.
Right. Well, very clever first build, but we're never satisfied with our first, are we?
No.
So let's see what you did to improve it.
Okay, so I wanted to make it streamlined. That was too big and bulky, and I didn't like it. So this is now one wide, which is very, very nice. It looks it's a lot easier to explain as well because it's so just there in front of you rather than twisty and turny. So it's a very similar thing. Items come through the hopper, turn on the comparator into the block, which does the torch, which unlocks this hopper underneath it, and it also does the block, which locks that hopper underneath it. So this is the back and forth, one is on, one is off thing. Again, it's still 9 items in there because of the slight delay that you have to go through, which will actually count 10 items out. This comparator goes off when that hopper's empty, up in the torch, up into the top line, all the way across,
and
back to the track.
again.
Send it on its
Yep,
way.
neat.
We've still got the torch here underneath that will send it back on its way if the cart is empty or no items are traveling through the system. This middle torch here will kind of act as a warning. Nothing's happening anymore, so
right.
Get rid of the cart.
Right, and yet that's not good enough for Zed. So let's see what he does next.
I only need the very best. So I wanted to make it tileable, completely tileable, side-by-side things. And unfortunately, this redstone line up the top here, that just means you can't do it because you can't have 2 redstone dust lines together because they just interfere with each other, and you need them working as completely independent little mini redstone contraptions. So to get rid of them, I just simply did these 2 repeaters instead there. Oh yeah, sorry, cleaning up my mess.
Sorry, OCD, I was getting twitchy.
That's okay. So we've got exactly the same thing. The power still comes through. We've still got access from this torch to the block above and this torch to a block above. And the power still goes all the way through to the track there.
Yep, it's official. You've been bit by the redstone bug. You've got it bad.
I have. And also noteworthy that there's more of a delay going on here now because there's a couple of extra ticks involved. So it's now 2 items less than the desired count. So I've put 8 in there because I want it to count 10 items out. So should we give it a go?
Yep.
This is the bit where it all goes wrong and I look stupid.
No, it did 10.
It worked.
Bravo. So Zed told me about this, and I'd seen it in his LP series, which I will link to the at least one of the episodes that he uses these. And I was thinking, what would Graph use this for? And most likely I would use it for an auto farm, because my auto farms, all of the drops get sent into a hopper chain, which then gets cycled through a sorter and a storage system. But until Mojang gives us dispensers that can plant, you still have to replant, which means you have to wait on the drops to make it all the way through all those hoppers into the storage system. That's not good enough for me. So we're going to use his auto count system to pull out exactly how many carrots I need and put it in this chest here. So shall we give it a go?
I think so, yeah. I'm ready.
Moment of truth. Ready? And go. Oh, I turned it off. It's already sent on its way, but that's okay. I'll send another pulse when it's done.
Yeah, that's the beauty of our contraption here. It'll still work.
It'll still work. I was just so excited.
I think maybe you're not allowed in control of the lever anymore. Move back. I'll be the lever controller.
I thought I could handle it. All the extra power.
Okay, so now we would have replanted and things like that, and then they've all grown again. So we harvest some more.
Oh well, there's my 24.
And your 24 have come through, yeah.
Yeah.
You've grabbed them.
And I've already grabbed them. See, you can't handle the lever either. So
I think we should both leave.
We should just leave. Give this to the subs and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
They're smarter than we are. So
yeah, definitely.
Basically, I'm sure you've seen this before, but this is just for the pistons that control the water flow. But the lime green clay here is for our contraption. When you turn it back off, it sends signal down here, which turns that into a pulse, or that turns it into a pulse, which then powers where this hopper cart or chest cart is underneath the hopper. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So
you're just saying words. Keep going. It's
so
good.
basically, it's gonna do that. and send it up, and there's his counter there, and it's doing its thing. And then once it's done, it'll take all the leftover carrots to your storage system. So that's pretty much what we came up with in, what was it, like an hour or two? We were just kind of
yeah, about that.
So
we weren't trying to make it too compact either, were we? Really? It was
no,
just
not really.
We
I wanted it to be out in the open so we could see what's going on. But your challenge here is to take this farm here and make it better. Try making something that would work for a wheat farm, because you've got 2 items that are going to be coming through. Or, if you want to go all out, see if you can make, all 3 plantable items. Whatever. You could add a clock so that this lever becomes a button, and people who are, lever happy can't go and mess it up.
Yep.
And when it switches off, then it sends the pulse. There are a few ways to improve on this that I can see, and I'm excited to see what you guys are thinking of, because I can hear you shouting at the screen. I just don't know what you're saying. So, do download this world and tinker with it, and then send me either a link to your YouTube video showing us how it works, or a couple of screenshots, and I will do my best to link and share. And this is a community thing. We're learning together. Even I learned something today. I really appreciate you showing me how you walked through it, because that's about how I do it, and it's really encouraging to see that you start with a derpy one just to get it working, and then you clean it up. So
yeah, it's the only way of doing it. Otherwise, you end up getting too lost in the trying to clean it up part, and not really focused on the actual getting it working part. Whereas if you can see that it's working initially, that it is possible in the game, even if this is technically the cleanest way of doing it.
Right.
At least it works, and then you can just experiment and see if it's possible to do it any smaller than that.
Yep.
Which usually it is, but sometimes it might not be.
Yep. Well, this time it was. Good job, Zedaph.
Thank you very much.
So I think that's going to do it for me and Zed today. Make sure you download and send us what you do, and we will see you later, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Bye.